Good evening and welcome to the July 2nd Council meeting. If you would please stand, Councilman Lucio is going to lead us in the flag salute.
Please put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Mark, and you may be seated. Our first proclamation this evening is for Parks and Recreation Month. Just one woohoo? Before we read off the proclamation, we'll be presenting a video highlighting Chino's exceptional parks and recreation programs, as well as the staff in community services and public works, who work very hard to provide the Chino community with excellent service all year long. So let's roll the video.
Welcome to Parks and Recreation Month. I'm Lisa, the Accessibility Coordinator for the City of Chino. This year, we're celebrating the theme, Where You Belong, and we're excited to show you how our community spaces are welcoming for everyone. At the future Chino Rancho Park, our vision is to create an inclusive environment where every child can feel they truly belong. We believe that having accessible spaces creates a welcoming environment where everyone feels valued and included. Let's take a look at what's in store for this incredible park.
Hello, I'm Jeff Benson, the Parks and Capital Projects Manager here at the City of Chino. There are several features that help make this a more inclusive park. Things like ramps on both play structures, making them more accessible for those in mobility devices. We also are introducing an Alta Glide and Whirl, which is a large swing that allows users with mobility devices to enjoy a ride. The park will also feature pickleball courts, an outdoor fitness station, a walking trail, and more. Now let's head over to Ayala Park to hear more about our community's littlest sports stars.
Hey there, I'm Sebastian, a youth sports specialist here at the City of Chino. Our Pee-wee sports programs give our city's youngest members a chance to learn sports fundamentals in a fun, safe, and non-competitive atmosphere. Pee-wee baseball, for example, teaches kids ages 3 to 6 how to run, hit, and throw a baseball. By the time the class is over, the young athletes are ready to hit the field and practice to their heart's content. Our youth sports coaches receive training and resources that address effective communication with all participants, leading to more inclusionary teams. We also have an open gym almost every day at the Neighborhood Activity Center and the Preserve Community Center, providing our kids a chance to have some fun and shoot some hoops. Now let's head over to the Teen Center to learn about how teens in our community have a place where they belong.
Hi, I'm Brisa. I oversee the teen programs we have to offer here in Chino. The Chino Experience Teen Center offers a safe, fun place for teens after school and even offers a shuttle service from their school. Not only do we create a cool and enjoyable space for our teenagers to chill, but we also create opportunities for them to get out and volunteer through the Teen Advisory Committee and Teen Opportunity Program. Our teen programs welcome teens of all races, ethnicities, gender identities, and socioeconomic backgrounds. Now, let's head over to the Carolyn Owens Community Center to hear about how our counseling division serves our community.
Hello, I'm Christina, and I'm a Human Services Counselor intern. Welcome to the Carolyn Owens Community Center, which houses the Human Services Division. This is where we provide counseling for all ages. Our counselors are here to listen to you and help you deal with life's challenges in a positive way. Let's go to Paulette to hear about the services we provide to the Spanish-speaking community.
Hola, me llamo Paulette, soy consejera interna de Servicios Humanos de Chino. Para poder hacer la consejería más accesible en nuestra comunidad diversa, servicios en español están disponibles para clientes que lo necesiten. Ahora regresamos con Cristina.
Thank you, Paulette. Our counseling services don't require insurance, are low cost, or even free to those who qualify. We are very proud to be offering a truly inclusive and accessible way for our community to receive mental health care. Now let's head on over to the Senior Center.
My name is Judith, and I'm a case manager located here at the City of Chino Senior Center, where we value inclusion and accessibility, with walkways and buildings designed for easy navigation for our seniors. We're proud to offer a shuttle service that transports seniors to and from the Senior Center. While they're here, they are provided with warm meals and a variety of health and wellness activities to participate in. The shuttle also brings seniors to doctor's appointments, local stores, and even out-of-town excursions. We also offer comprehensive case management services to support our seniors in assessing the resources they need. Y hablamos español. This is the City of Chino Senior Center. This is where you belong.
This is Chino Counseling. This is where you belong.
This is the City of Chino Teen Center, and this is where you belong.
This is the All Park. This is where you belong.
These are Chino's parks and grounds, and this is where you belong.
This is the City of Chino, and this is where you belong.
So we have a proclamation to present, and it reads, whereas nearly 7 in 10 U.S. residents have at least one local park, playground, open space, or recreation center within walking distance of their homes, and 84% of U.S. adults seek high-quality parks and recreation programs when choosing a place to live. Parks and recreation programs are vital to establishing and maintaining the quality of life in Chino and contribute to the economic and environmental well-being of our community. Parks and recreation programs provide positive alternatives for children and youth during non-school hours to reduce crime, helping youth develop and grow into healthy, productive adults. And in Chino, we are fortunate to have over 250 acres of parkland and open space, which provides opportunities for our community to celebrate the outdoors. The Chino Community Services Parks and Recreation Department has adopted the California Park and Recreation Society's Parks Make Life Better slogan and logo to promote the benefits of parks and recreation. Since 1985, July is celebrated across the nation as Parks and Recreation Month, and the City of Chino urges all its residents to recognize that parks and recreation enriches the lives of its residents and visitors, as well as adding value to the community's homes and neighborhoods, making Chino a great place to live, work, and play, right? So now, therefore, I, Eunice Emiloa, Mayor of the City of Chino, do hereby proclaim July 2024 as Park and Recreation Month in the City of Chino and urge all residents to enjoy, recognize, and help promote the benefits derived from quality programs, services, and parks, which provide something of value to everyone. Now I'd like to turn the mic over to Bobby Martinez, who is the President of the Community Services Department.
Chairperson. I like president, though. That's what I, no, I did. First of all, I'm very humbled and honored to accept this on behalf of the Community Services Parks and Recreation Department. It means a lot, and I wanted to thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, our council, city manager, and staff for your continued support. It means a lot, and it goes a long ways. It really does. You know, I started thinking also last time I did this, who I didn't acknowledge, in our service director, Sylvia Avalos, our manager, Ted Vistarki, and Myra Pratt. And there's so many more here. I would butcher the names, so I don't even want to start. But you know, a couple things I was thinking about today, what I wanted to say. But we all talk about the City of Chino. We live here. We love what's going on here. And I was thinking, well, what are the ingredients? What makes a city what it is? And I started thinking, well, you know, first of all, it's our leadership. This up here, this is what makes a city great, starting with our mayor on down with our council, our managers and staff. That's what makes it really great. Then you have public safety. You guys do a phenomenal job keeping us safe. At any event, I guarantee you're going to see Chino PD there. You're going to see our fire department there. You guys are phenomenal, and there's a special place in my heart for you guys. And then our public works. Look at this city, the beautification of this city, how well it's maintained. I think we have 26 and going on more parks. Our facilities, these individuals work their butts off to keep this city going. You know, as a commissioner, we get our agendas, and I always look through it, and Public Works, I see that they have like so many work tickets that they get, and they got to complete them by a certain time. And 99% of the time, these guys do it, and they do it in impeccably good taste, and they do it well-mannered. These guys are good people out there. And then the last, these guys right here in the green shirts, whenever you go to an event, whenever you're enjoying yourself out there, these are the individuals that are out there. They're the backbone of this city. They really are. You know, we go to, you know, events throughout the year. You got Chino Days, you have Halloween Spooktacular, you have our parade, and then you just have this monster that we just had, the fireworks. I think I heard we had about 13,000 people attend this thing. And I was asking, you know, Chino PD, I was asking Ted, was there any hiccups or anything? No, it went smoothly. I look on social media, everybody was just positive about it. It went great, but think about this, and when you go home tonight, these individuals are out there before an event starts, the whole day during the event, whether it's summer, winter, and then when it closes and you go home, they're still out there cleaning up. So with that being said, you guys do a phenomenal job, and it's a privilege to have this proclamation for you, and just to give a big hand. Thank you very much.
Okay. Paula's going to get a photo. Everybody squeeze in. She wants a photo. Thank you all very, very much. And when you see the green shirts, say something to them. And the blue ones. Okay. Next, we have a presentation, and I have to admit I have very mixed feelings about this. This is the retirement recognition of Deputy Chief Andy B. Ellen. I'm honored to recognize the remarkable career of Deputy Chief Andy B. Ellen, who has announced his retirement from the Chino Police Department on July 3rd, 2024. I'd like Deputy Chief to come up, and please invite your family up too, Andy. And your mom. Come on. And anybody's here that you're related to. It's a special time. Deputy Chief B. Ellen began his law enforcement career in 1998 with the Los Angeles Police Department. During his time there, he served as a police officer in the Hollenbeck Division and an accident investigator in the South Traffic Division. Andy, a proud Chino native and Don Lugo High graduate, I expected to hear something, okay, returned to serve his hometown by joining the Chino Police Department in 2000. Throughout his distinguished career with the Chino Police Department, Deputy Chief B. Ellen held a variety of positions, including patrol officer, field training officer, detective, detective bureau supervisor, and professional standards sergeant. His dedication and hard work saw him rise through the ranks, earning promotions to corporal in 2006, sergeant in 2008, lieutenant in 2014, captain in 2019, and finally, deputy chief in August 2023. Andy was a founding member of the Chino Police Department's Mobile Field Force Team and Crisis Intervention Team, supervising both teams up to the level of captain. He was also a key member of the Crisis Negotiation Team, where he served as negotiator, team leader, and team commander. His educational achievements include graduating from the Supervisory Leadership Institute class number 285 in 2011, the 283rd session of the FBI National Academy in 2022, and class of number 65 of the Post Command College in 2020. He holds a bachelor's degree in Spanish from BYU and a master's degree in public administration from California State University at San Bernardino. Deputy Chief B. Ellen's dedication and outstanding service have earned him numerous accolades, including the Officer of the Year Award in 2007, the Chief's Award of Distinction in 2013, a Bravery Award in 2011, a Life-Saving Award in 2022, 5 Excellence Awards, and a unit citation. Please join me in expressing our deepest gratitude to Deputy Chief Andy B. Ellen for his 24 years of unwavering service and commitment to the Chino Police Department and our community. We do extend our best wishes, Andy, in your retirement, and I'd also like to present you with our coveted city tile, and it reads, "The City Chino Council, on behalf of the citizens of Chino, wish to express their appreciation for your 24 years of dedicated service to the City of Chino and its residents." Let's give him a hand. You know, when you see Andy, he always has a smile on his face. He's always pleasant. I honestly have never seen you grumpy. Now, I'm going to ask your wife, though, about what happens when you get home. Andy, would you like to say a few words?
Absolutely.
And introduce your family, please.
Yes, I'm very honored to have served for 24 years in the city of Chino, the city where I was raised. My wife, Holly, my son, Aaron, daughter, Jenna, son-in-law, Kenny, my mom, Sherry. They've been in my support system. They've been my rock this entire time. I couldn't have done it without them. They've lived this journey with me, the long hours, the missed 4th of Julys. That's the Chino holiday for the police department. And every step of the way, you've never given up on me. You're always there for me. And members of the department are here. Thank you so much. The memories we have together, and I wouldn't trade them for anything. This career has been outstanding. But it is time to go. I mean, I lived in Chino so long. I went to Anna Borba Elementary, but when I went there, she was actually my principal, so it was called something else. And I was high school. Eunice was the mayor, so it's like, so I've been here a long time. But it has been an absolute pleasure, and I will miss it so much. Chino's been my home. But it's time that I dedicate some time to my family with as much effort and sincerity as I did for my career, my work family in the city of Chino. So, Mayor, it's been a pleasure. Karen, Kurt, we've worked together as well, the memories we share. Members of the council, thank you so much for your support for me and for the department. I will miss it.
Well, we're going to miss you, too. He's been a great guy. Great guy. Okay, we're going to get one. So, Carla, I would like 2 pictures. One with the family, and then I'd like all the officers that are here to come up and get a picture, too. Okay, I'd like all the officers to come up. Sweet. Come on, get with it.
In the middle. Okay, right on this.
Okay, I'll go over by Kevin.
Where do you want to stand, Mary?
I'll go right here.
Are we centered there?
You're welcome. We're going to miss him. Want to say a few words?
Yes. So tomorrow at the Chino Police Department, one of our great traditions we have when somebody retires is we have a walk of honor. So we are going to be celebrating and recognizing Andy tomorrow with this walk of honor at 8 a.m. at the Chino Police Department. The public is more than welcome. And immediately after the walk of honor, we go into the community room for the presentation. So I'm going to save the speech for tomorrow for Andy, but the amount of what he's done, the dedication to this community is second to none. But we are all very, very excited for him to get back to his family and go back to Utah to dedicate that time to you guys, because it is well deserved. So. Congratulations.
Thank you, Kevin.
I'll see you in the morning. You know, and praise God, he's retiring with good health, right? Okay, next we have the business of the month, July 2024. This is another very special occasion. We're delighted to honor our July business of the month, a true Chino staple. For decades, this hometown favorite has captured Chino hearts, and we couldn't be more thrilled to honor them today. For the month of July 2024, we'd like to recognize Flo's Cafe No. 2 as our business of the month. I'd like to call up representatives for Flo, the owner Donna Hughes, and manager Terry Wadsley. Terry, you also have your family here, as well as some of your employees. all of you come on up. Now you'll notice a sign that this little girl is holding. She's my future replacement. It says future mayor.
After graduation or kindergarten graduation,
Will
all
the-
the kids got to pick something. All the kids got to pick what they wanted to be, and she wanted to be the mayor because she wanted to help people. So we just thought it was really cute. Thank you, Eunice.
You're welcome. Flo's Cafe Number 2 has been proudly serving our community since 1986. Known for their generous portions and fair prices, not to mention their incredible pies, Flo's has earned the loyalty of our community members year after year. Guests appreciate being treated like family by their dedicated staff. Flo's has supported many organizations and events here in our city, such as the Relay for Life and the Corn Feed Run. They have also generously collected and donated Christmas gifts for the Chino Foster Care Program. Purchasing items from our local Sam's Club and Smart and Final Flows keeps Chino top of mind when stocking their restaurant. We are grateful to have a restaurant so committed to quality and community here in Chino. And judging by the packed dining area day after day, we know our residents feel the same way. I'd like you to join me in congratulating Flo's Cafe Number 2 for being our July 2024 Business of the Month recipient. Now we have a plaque for you. And it reads, Flo's Cafe Number 2, July 2024, Chino Business of the Month. The City of Chino thanks you for being a part of the Chino community, and it's presented this day from our City Council. Okay, Donna, would you like to say a few words? No, you leave it to Terry?
She's shy. Well, first of all, we'd like to thank you, because without you, we wouldn't be here, okay? We'd like to thank the City Council for supporting us, and we'd like to thank our police officers for keeping us safe and giving our community a place to dine that they feel safe in. Anytime I call you guys are there for us. I appreciate it, okay? And I just wanted to, and my staff. And this is Luke. This is Donna's grandson. He's the future of Flo's. And then my staff, our bookkeeper, Ronnie, my daughter, Brittany, Moses, our busser, Leticia, Luke's wife, and our owner, Donna Hughes. And I'm asking the community just for a little favor. We're struggling right now. I don't want to get emotional, but we're really struggling. The stuff that was going on at the airport has really put us behind, and we really need the community's help. We need you guys to eat at either location. We're not competing with the airport, and they're not competing with us, but it goes in the same pocket, and we're begging you all to help us, please. Thank you.
Well, every time I'm there, it's packed.
I know, but it's because of that.
Needs to be packed all the time, yeah. They were impacted by all the development that was going on in Ontario. But, you know, it's such a nice place to go. It's, you know, like that TV program about the bar where everybody knows your name. Well, you go to Flo's and everybody knows your name. I mean, Moses instantly knows what kind of coffee and how much, you know, what kind of creamer, and that Bob takes water, he doesn't want coffee. I mean, he just knows these things. It's so nice to go somewhere where people just, and Terry knows what I'm going to order before I even order it. So it's really nice. So thank you all for being here. We appreciate you. You do a great job. Keep up the good work. Okay, let's give them another round. Hold up your sign, sweetie, in front of you. There you go. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. My replacement's going to have to get a little taller. Next, we have the Mayor's Home Beautification Award for July. The Manzalastas family of Vanderbilt Street. They were not able to be here this evening, but staff will be sure to get them their rewards, and their pictures should be coming up on the monitor. Prior to the start of the council meeting, we did have closed session, and I'm going to ask our attorney to read the items that were discussed in that meeting.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the council, and all those present. The City Council met in closed session as announced by the mayor and discussed the two items listed on the closed session portion of the agenda, beginning with the first item, conference with legal counsel, one item of anticipated litigation under the heading significant exposure to litigation. City Council received a briefing and no further reportable action was taken. And the second item, City Council met on the Public Employee Performance Evaluation titled City Manager. City Council held a discussion, provided direction, and no further reportable action was taken. That concludes the report, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. City Manager Wright, do we have any additions or revisions to the agenda?
Yes, Mayor, I'd like to pull number 7 and send it back to staff, please.
Okay. Next, under public announcements, Summer Nights and Chino's Summer Kiwanis concerts. Continuing this week, we invite you to join some of our favorite summer happenings. Summer Nights and the Chino Kiwanis Club Summer Concerts, all taking place on City Hall, right here located at 13220 Central Avenue. This Thursday, July 4th, there will be no summer concerts due to the 4th of July holiday. But next Thursday, July 11th, summer concerts will resume with a thrilling performance by Soto, a Latin and R&B cover band. Each concert kicks off at 7 p.m. This Friday, gather your family for an action-packed evening with the movie Lyle, Lyle, Crocodile. Next Friday, July 12th, residents will enjoy the Super Mario Brothers movie from 2013. Activities start at 6:30 and the film begins at dusk. For a full summer schedule, please visit the cityofchino.org/events. Now, in observations of Independence Day on Thursday, July 4th, city facilities will be closed with the following exceptions. Ayala Park Operations Center will be open from 4 to 9:30 and the Senior Center open from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Normal business hours will resume on Friday, July 5th. As a reminder from our partners at Waste Management, there will be no trash collection services on Thursday, July 4th. Customers are asked to place their carts out on the day following their regular collection day. Beginning July 8th, join us for Seniors at the Square, a 6-week summer outdoor concert series exclusively for our seniors age 50 and above. Monday nights at Aguirre Square from 5:30 to 8 p.m. Bring your lawn chair and your favorite snacks and enjoy wonderful performances throughout the summer. For more information, please contact the Senior Center at 909-334-3271. Now, next on the agenda is public communication. My first written request to speak is going to be Lieutenant Crowley. He's going to lead us in an invocation, so I'd like to invite all those who would like to join us to please stand.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Will you please bow your head in prayer? Heavenly Father, we come to you and we just thank you for the opportunity to gather together to give direction to our city services. Lord, we just ask for wisdom over our council, wisdom over our directors and the managers who are responsible for leading and guiding this city into the great places that you have for us. I just pray that you continue to give us wisdom, continue to give us resources, continue to bless this community. I also pray your hedge of protection over all of our citizens, Lord, that you would just continue to bring your hedge of protection over this city. Lord, for your word declares that no weapon formed against us shall prosper. So we declare that word over your city. So we thank you. We give you honor and glory and praise. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Ryan. Next written request to speak is from Sharon Duran.
Hello. Okay, I just wanted to, heard about this helicopter program. I guess I just have a lot of questions, more like, because, like, how much is the training gonna be? Does this require on-call staff? Because it seems like something you'd have to have on-call because you never know when you're gonna need it. I'm just curious, does PD have, like, maybe officers that have Air Force background? Maybe that, could be good to have that happen, because I looked into LAPD's program and how much their cost, and it comes out to about $2.9 million per helicopter just on maintenance per year. So that doesn't sound, right to just jump into that. And I'm thinking Chino is still considered rural compared to, LA or other cities. So my questions are, is it really needed right now? Is there a way to have like a test program for this, like renting a helicopter for like 6 months to see if it's even worth investing the additional money? I don't know where we're at with that. So again, maybe if somebody wants to reach out to me directly, that would be great. But I want to end on a positive note, and I want to thank the mayor and all the city council for making the summer lunch program happen. I grew up a block away from Monte Vista Park, and me and my 5 siblings would walk a block away to get our lunch every summer. So I was so heartbroken when it wasn't happening this summer, but I'm glad you guys made it happen, at least for July, and I thank you for that. And I know lots of families are grateful for this program happening. Thank you. Happy
welcome.
4th of July.
Sharon, someone will reach out for you. We had a big presentation on the copter
Yeah, that's
program.
what I heard. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Those are the only written requests I have to speak. Is there anyone else who would like to address the council on an item that is not on the agenda? Okay, we'll move on then to, Michael.
Good evening, Your Honor, Mayor, council members. Thank you, City of Chino, for helping me. I just wanted to speak on a couple of things right here. I was very concerned when I got home one night and I looked up in the sky and I seen all these fireworks. I said, wow, wait a minute, 4th of July is not even here yet. And the City of Chino is asking for all residents, all the public, that we have no illegal fireworks. They are very dangerous, very dangerous. As you can see, this guy right here, he got to go to the hospital. And I said, wow, this is what the city don't need right here. It becomes very dangerous to the public and everything. And I did my research, and I looked at some of the city issues, and I said, wow, the trash cans can catch on fire. People can lose their life, fingers and everything. And it gets not real good for the city and everything. So we are asking that the public, please, no illegal fireworks. We're not against the 4th of July. We want to celebrate it. And if you want to use the firecrackers, we have actually displays on the city of Chino, Riverside, where you can go purchase your fireworks and everything. And I want to send a shout out to the city of Chino police officers. I follow you guys too. I talk to y'all every day. The same thing what I do in Pomona too. I actually go to Pomona like every other day, and I actually help the officers, keep them encouraged too and everything, because wow, you guys pray for the city of Pomona too. They need our prayers. And I just wanted to say, Mayor, thank you for the good leadership. This is a real good leader city. You guys got some real good leadership right here, and thank you so much. Thank you.
Welcome, Michael. Is there anyone else in the audience that would like to address the council on any item that is not on the agenda? Okay, seeing none, then we will move on to the consent calendar. We are pulling item number 7 and sending that back to staff. So I would ask for a motion and a second on the balance of the consent calendar. I have a motion from Councilman Burton, second from Councilman Flores. Please vote. And the item passes unanimously. Item number 14 under new business, award of contract Ayala Park Improvements Phase 1B, softball fields 1 through 14 project, also called PK 231. This item is to award a construction contract in the amount of $3,766,402.50 to Act One Construction Incorporated, Norco, California, for project PK 231, and authorize $564,960 for project construction contingencies for a not-to-exceed potential contract amount of $4,331,362.50. I'd like to request a staff report from our Parks and Capital Project Manager, Jeff Benson, and from our Director of Community Services, Parks and Recreation, Sylvia Avalos.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and members of the City Council. The action before you this evening is an award of contract, purchase order, and appropriation for the construction of the Ayala Park Phase 1B softball fields 1 through 4 project. Ayala Park is 140 acres, making it the largest park in Chino. Ayala Park continues to provide exceptional amenities for the public to enjoy, including a skate park, baseball and softball fields, soccer fields, 2 picnic pavilions, a football stadium, and expansive open spaces. The Ayala Park softball fields 1 through 4 were part of the original park in 1979 and are utilized throughout the year by several sports groups, including Chino Girls Fast Pitch and Major League Softball. In spring of 2019, an accessibility survey was conducted to identify areas in need of accessibility improvements throughout the 140-acre site. Based on the survey results, staff divided the project into different phases to complete the work over time. Phase 1A was completed in August of 2022. The scope of work for the Phase 1B softball field 1 through 4 project includes the removal of the existing field furnishings, the installation of new backstops, fencing, bleachers, and dugouts with shade covers, bullpens, and scorekeeper boxes. This project will also include improvements to the existing paved walkways, as well as the addition of a paved walkway to the existing horseshoe pits in the northwest corner of the park. The softball fields went out to bid in the summer of 2023. Due to the bids coming in higher than the original project budget, the decision was made to not move forward with the project at that time. On January 31st, 2024, staff met with the City Council Infrastructure Streets Committee to request additional funding for this project. The committee supports this project and authorizes the additional funding source to ensure this needed project is completed. To date, the city has already expended funds for the purchase and storage of components included in the project scope. Staff assembled a new bid document package for the project, and a notice inviting bids was published on Planet Bids on May 8, 2024. On June 3, 2024, 5 bids were accepted electronically. After careful review, the lowest responsive and responsible bid was submitted by Act One Construction, Inc. in the amount of $3,766,402.50. This contractor is also currently under contract with the city of Chino for the construction of Chino Rancho Park. In addition to the contract amount, staff is requesting authorization to spend up to $564,960 for project construction contingencies for unanticipated work. This brings the potential construction contract amount to $4,331,362.50. Staff recommends for council to award a construction contract in the amount of $3,766,402.50 to Act One Construction, Inc., Norco, California, for the Ayala Park Improvements Phase 1B softball fields 1 through 4 project. Authorize expenditures of up to $564,960 for project construction contingencies for a not-to-exceed potential contract amount of $4,331,362.50. Appropriate $2,006,400 to the park fund with backfill from the general fund reserves for a revised project budget of $4,777,400, and authorize the city manager to execute the necessary documents on behalf of the city. This concludes my report. I will be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Do we have any questions of staff on this item or comments? You have a comment, Karen?
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to ask the staff, I know it's in the report, but could you talk about some of the improvements that are being made to the softball field that were, this actually came to the infrastructure committee prior to coming to the council, so I got to see the presentation there. But I think one of the exciting things about this is we've been being asked by Chino Girls Fast Pitch to help with some of these improvements for a long time. And we're finally going to get to deliver on some of those things. Could you just touch on some of those as well, some of the specifics to that? And very nice, we're going to have an accessibility path of the horseshoes. They actually get used quite a bit. That's one of our most beautiful parks, constructed in 1979. Over 1 million visitors there annually per year. So the improvements down there are going to be greatly appreciated and really a nice addition to the park that's named after the senator. So thank you.
So currently, right now, all of the furnishings, none of them have shades. So the bleachers, the dugouts, so all of the players, they sit in the sun. So the biggest component of really improvement is in not only, providing new bleachers, but incorporating shade into all of that. So providing the players shade, and then mostly just the accessibility component as far as making sure that anybody with any issues can make it from the parking lot. And bringing that park basically up to today's standards.
Thank you, for their guests, for any of the players, or whatever the issues they have. And so I know there's nobody from Chino Girls Fast Pitch here tonight, but I'm sure it'll be nice to give them that call and tell them this project is underway. So thank you.
Okay, thank you, Karen. Any other comments? Okay, then I would entertain a motion in a second, please. Motion from Councilman Flores, second from Councilman Lucio. Please vote. And the item passes unanimously. Next on the agenda is Mayor and Council reports. I have item number 15. It's my absolute pleasure to, I'd like to call up Jamie Aviles. Jamie Aviles, will you please come up? We are reappointing her to the Community Services, Parks and Recreation Commission. So I would like to have a motion and a second to validate that reappointment, please. We have a motion from Councilman Lucio, a second from Councilman Flores. Please vote. And the item passes unanimously. We had some amazing applicants for that program. You were interested in maintaining and have done a wonderful job, so it's our pleasure, Jamie, to reappoint you. If you'd like to come up here, our city clerk is going to swear you in. Congratulations. If you'd like to say a few words.
Thank you so much. I'm so very honored to be appointed for another term, especially after the amazing mega event that we just experienced of the commission again and to work with my fellow commissioners. So thank you again. Thank you also for being able to interview.
You're welcome. Thank you very much, Jamie. Then I don't have much to report on this time for the last 2 weeks due to family commitments and personal commitments. It was a very light 2 weeks, so I unfortunately missed some of the big events that I normally am able to attend. But Wednesday, June 19th, City Manager Reich and I attended our quarterly meeting with the Chino Fire District to discuss items of mutual interest. Then Thursday, June 20th, attended the Chino Employee Recognition Lunch, which was really well attended. I think there were more employees at that luncheon than I'd ever seen before. It was done very, very well, and everyone had just a really good time. Excuse me. Manager Reich, Councilmember Burton, and I attended a meeting with the school board members Cruz and Na to review our partnership programs with the school district and kind of review where we are, what we provide to them, and the value to our community. It was a really good meeting. Then following that, I met with City Manager Reich on our routine meeting. I was really sorry that I missed the fireworks spectacular. Councilman Burton was kind enough to send me a video of it, but I was home with Bob. He's convalescing, doing very well, but it looked like it turned out absolutely fabulous. I understand there was between 12 and 13,000 people there with very minor, any problems at all, which is phenomenal. It speaks well for our community. It speaks phenomenal for Public Works and the Parks Recreation Department and of course our police department, but it also speaks very highly of our community that so many people can get together, and visitors from, gosh, as far away, Linda, what did you say, is Lancaster? Somebody from Lancaster was there, so we're well known for having a beautiful and safe event, and people come here because they know they can participate and be safe. Mayor Pro Tem Comstock.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm going to keep my comments succinct tonight as well. On the 19th, I attended the Fire Board meeting where the chief hosted along with members of the Fire Board. There's a couple members of the Fire Board here tonight, and Harvey Luth and Tom Howie, so good to see those guys in the house. That will take me to, my apologies here, the 20th, where I attended the employee luncheon, Mayor, along with you and members of the council. That was really a great event for the city of Chino. It was probably the funnest event we've had in a long time, well attended by our employees, which is a sign of good organizational culture and health. So congratulations to the Employee of the Year and the awards recipients by each department director. Just a great event. It was titled Camp Chino. A lot of fun there this past week. That will fast forward to the July 4th holiday, Mayor, on the 29th. Just a phenomenal event for our city and our community. I think you said it best when we have so many people there. I want to thank our residents for attending and making it a nice day and enjoying responsibly. Year after year, we have literally thousands of people attend this event, and they come out and make it a good family event. And virtually it happens without really much conflict or a hiccup, and I hope it remains that way for many, many years. The fireworks show is spectacular. Our presentation from the Congresswoman that day from Norma Torres for $850,000 to the county supervisor for improvements to Prado Park is amazing. So I want to thank both Congresswoman Torres for that generous donation of funding, as well as our local county supervisor for taking that funding and putting it directly towards improvements at Prado Regional Park. Those improvements will go to help with restroom and shower facilities down there, which were greatly needed. Prado Park's a great regional location, and these improvements are going to be nice for our community. Lastly, I'd like to close with just congratulations to Deputy Chief Bieland. I don't know why I went to Lieutenant, because he's had a couple ranks in between that. Deputy Chief Bieland has served this community well for many years. I had the pleasure of working with him in many different ranks and different assignments. I will be at his walk tomorrow, so congratulations to him, and congratulations to all of our staff from Community Services and Parks and Recreation. Bobby said it best tonight in his speech when they accepted the proclamation. Our staff works very hard all year long and to put on all those events and make this city so accommodating, look so nice, and provide all those programs and services to our community. It's a wonderful tribute to them this month. Chief, thank you for working closely with them and you and your team in order to enjoy parks to the degree that we do. They also have to be well policed and safe. And Bobby talked about that. Both our fire chief and our police chief are there to provide support to all those community events. So thank you, and thank you to our staff. With that, Mayor, that concludes my reports. Oh, hey, listen, I'm sorry, one more thing. July 4th is coming up. Chief, I know everybody feels this way, but around my house at Heritage Park, it was bad last night. I get my neighbors, contacting me all the time, but even myself last night, it was super bad. I know everybody probably feels that way. The holiday's coming. I know you're going to be out in force. I know it's one of the largest deployments for the police department, along with the fire department. Thank you for your service for what will happen here on July 4th. We say it every year. We ask our residents to celebrate responsibly, but we enjoy our fireworks here in Chino, but the illegal fireworks we don't enjoy. So I would just ask the community to celebrate responsibly that night, and good luck, Chief, with doing your job on that evening, as well as the fire chief. I know you'll have a tall order that night. So thank you, Mayor.
All vacations are canceled.
It's a mandatory deployment. Nobody's going anywhere.
Councilman Burton.
Thank you, Mayor, very much. On the 20th, I attended the Employee Recognition Luncheon. On the 28th and 29th, I attended the Chino Fireworks Spectacular. It wasn't as busy on that Friday evening prior to the 29th, but there were a lot of people out there. The kids, some of those kids were really enjoying the carnival rides, knowing what was going to happen the next day. So it was a great event on both days. It's really turned out to be a great family event for us, my family, my wife, my kids, my grandson now. Just a tremendous time of just family time, and looking out over the masses of easy ups that were out there. Thousands and thousands of families from all over this region come to this event because of how well organized it is. They know our police department, our fire department are out there strong, and it's just a great event. If you have never attended this event, I highly encourage that you put it on your calendar now for next year and get there early for your spot. Great event. I appreciate all the work that our staff put in on that as well. On the 1st, I met with a resident about some community concerns, and then I had my one-on-one with the city manager. On the 2nd, I had my meeting with the Chino Unified School District board members, with the mayor, and I forgot to mention on the 28th, I was invited out. The mayor was not able to attend it, to throw out the first pitch for the Chino Girls Fast Pitch Tournament. So I went out there and they told me that I had to pitch it underhanded, which was very interesting. And I thought, okay, I don't know that I've done this before, but I'll give it a try. It was straight. Ted Bistarkey, our manager of community services, videoed me. It bounced once before it hit the plate. But in my defense, there was a little bitty girl out there being she was the catcher. I didn't want her to get knocked over by my pitch.
Oh, my goodness sakes.
However, after I walked off the mound, another young lady walked up and she threw her a pitch so fast, and that little girl just took that pitch, and I thought, I'm very, very impressed. It was awesome. So thank you, Mayor, for giving me the opportunity to go out there and do that. That was pretty awesome.
Well, Curtis, I do that every year, right? And I don't think once I've gotten it all the way to the mid. I always hit the dirt, doggone it. So I'm glad you hit the dirt too.
You're talking to a former fast pitcher.
I understand that. I understand that. And then we, this evening before the council meeting, I attended closed session. And I would also like to congratulate and thank Deputy Chief Andy Bieland as well. The man is a class act, folks. I had the opportunity to work with him for many, many years. He came to us from Los Angeles Police Department. And normally, they're a different breed in Los Angeles. They truly are. We're all professionals in this line of work, but Chino has its own way of doing business, and it's really awesome. And Andy fit right in when he came in the door, and he made it better. And that's the thing. Leave it better than when you came in. And Andy was able to do that. Incredible investigator, top-notch interviewer. The guy was just firm but fair, and we're really going to miss him. So, Mayor, that's all I have for this evening.
Okay, Councilman Flores, you have item number 16.
I do, Mayor. And before I get to that, I first want to say, my friend Kurt, there is no defense. You either make it or you don't.
Wow.
And Mayor, with all due respect, that goes without saying.
I'd like to challenge you, Chris, to go out there and do an underhanded pitch the first time and not bounce it or keep it straight. So I'm going to just challenge you to do that.
I accept. So, yeah, I'm asking the council for approval of Community Support Fund of $500 to the Don Lugo Band Booter.
Okay, motion and second, please. There's a motion from Mayor Pro Tem Comstock, second from Councilman Lucio. Please vote. The item passes unanimously. Chris?
Yes, thank you for the support. I'll jump right into my report. On the 22nd, I attended the 5-year anniversary for All American Express Car Wash. It was a great day, great turnout, and we just want to thank All American Express Car Wash for their support of the community and for their continued expansion here within the city. So if you guys don't know, if you haven't been there, your first car wash is free if you scan the QR code. So there you go. There's a free car wash for you in July. On the 24th, I attended a water meeting with our staff. That same day, I had a one-on-one with our city manager. On the 1st of July, I attended the investment committee meeting, and that concludes my reports for, I guess, what I've done over the past couple weeks. I will say that for the 4th of July event, I apologize to the community. I wasn't able to make it out that day as well. I had some last-minute just family plans that I attended to. But Mayor, my attention draws to the young girl who came up and who had that sign, who's going to be the future mayor. A couple years ago, I thought this was just insightful, and it's just a fun fact, I think, to the community, and this is a message to our youth out there. Some of the, in light of 4th of July, just right around the corner, when we think of our founding fathers, there's a lot of people involved, but I heard this a couple years ago, and I just thought it was pretty inspiring. Again, to our youth, some of our notable founders, James Monroe, he was 18 and a part of the, a part of the founding members. Aaron Burr was 20 years old, Alexander Hamilton was 21 years old, James Madison was 25, and Thomas Jefferson was 33 at the time, on July 4th, 1776. So I think that's pretty inspiring to our youth, and no matter what no matter what age you are, you're in a position to influence. So there you go. And to Deputy Chief Andy Bielen, just had a chance to kind of work with him while I've been on the council over the last 3.5 years, and again, nothing but pleasant experiences with him. I can just recall the first time he came back from the FBI Academy or something like that a couple years ago, and he looked completely different, and some of you guys know what I mean. And I shared that with him. I said, wow, you look great. But with that being said, again, to the community, we'll see you next council meeting.
Oh.
That concludes my reports.
That was a polite way to put it. Oh, Councilman Lucio.
Yes, mine is pretty light as well. I went on vacation with my family, so I was gone for a good part of the time that we did from our last council meeting. On the 29th, I attended the Chino fireworks show. It was always a good time. A lot of people turned out, and like you said before, no issues at all. I also failed to acknowledge and wish my wife a happy birthday. Her birthday was on the 30th. And then today, I took a tour of some low-income housing over in Yorba Linda by the National Corps, and it just it was a breath of fresh air to see how people do it, and they do it right. It wasn't just low-income housing, but it was also the wraparound services that were included in that, where every single, and they actually had 4 facilities there in Yorba Linda, And every single one that they had also had a Head Start program for the kids. And they based it on their income. So depending on how much money they made, it could either be free or it was at a reduced cost. They had facilities there for the kids to have access to computers. They had tutoring brought in by the YMCA. So that way there wouldn't be any difference between the kids that had the means to have access to tutoring and computers. They had it all there in that facility. The facility was very, very nice, very well kept. They had people that worked on the buildings on site, and everybody that we spoke to, also they were extremely responsive. So as soon as something went wrong, they were there to fix it. And they did everything from land acquisitions to obtaining the funding to building. Everything was done in-house. Everything is there within their one-stop shop. I mean, they do everything there. So they're really interested in looking at maybe doing something here in Chino. I think that's a great organization. The Carlos Rodriguez, who's the head of the BIA, but also city council member in Yorba Linda, was one that facilitated the tour. But if any of you are interested in doing that, let me know, and they're more than happy to do a tour for us. They did one for the city of Lake Forest. They had a lot of people in Lake Forest that were not interested in low-income housing. They went and they looked at the facility, and they were very, very impressed. And one of the things that kind of struck me after talking to some of the people that worked there was that the highest population of people, or the highest demographic that they have nationwide of people that are coming into low-income and affordable housing, is single women that are 52 years old and have kids. So, and they say that a lot of times that's caused as a result of either maybe they were taking care of a mother and they had some sort of medical issues, and because of that it kind of financially strained them, and therefore they weren't able to get back on their feet, or they suffered a divorce where they didn't come out all that well from that divorce, and therefore they're left with the kids, and they have to try to seek some sort of affordable housing. So it's not necessarily what you think, although they do have people that were unsheltered that come into the program and that they help them get on their feet. But it's also people that are out there, teachers that, I think they said there was one lady that taught for 30 years but was also in low-income housing. So it covers and encompasses a lot of different people. It's not just what a lot of people think, like, oh, they're just going to bring crime. These are some folks that are out there that are struggling. Obviously, we all know that it's harder and harder to own a home in California. It's harder and harder to get into the housing market. So this is something that they do. They also help people to understand about money. They teach them about savings and about putting away money, and then they have matching funds for people that start saving. And then they also build a lot of relationships with the communities that they're in, so that during Christmas time, different businesses donate toys to them so that the kids will always have a good Christmas. But it was just it was a very impressive place to go. So again, if any of you are interested, please let me know, and let our staff know. They'll be able to facilitate a tour for you guys. But it was definitely eye-opening. And it was also eye-opening to know what the majority of the demographics are. And if you saw the people that were in there, they were just regular folks that were in there that were a little bit down on their luck. So I also wanted to thank Andy for his service to the city of Chino. It's been a great working with him for the past 6 years since I've been on the council. He's always been a very, very nice man, very hard worker, very attentive to whatever you ask from him. But I also wanted to say thank you, and unfortunately he left, but Lewis Communities, I got a text today from Aaron O'Leary, and they kept their word, and they completed the sidewalk today before the new school year starts. So I just wanted to tell them thank you for keeping their word, for making sure that the residents in the preserve are able to have that sidewalk in place in time for the kids to go to school. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay. Linda, I'd like to go on that tour Mark just spoke about.
Linda, any report this evening?
Nothing for me tonight, Mayor.
Okay. Mr. Galante.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I have one report. I just wanted to report on the U.S. Supreme Court case in the City of Grants Pass versus Johnson matter, and this concerned a city's homeless ordinance, or more broadly, ordinances that prohibit camping on public property. It was a decision that was handed down on a 6-3 vote that essentially overturned what was existing precedent, the Martin v. Boise case, which basically required that police officers throughout the country, before they could cite any person sleeping on a public property or placing camping type equipment, bedding and tents, they had to ascertain that, number one, whether they were involuntarily homeless, and number two, whether there were available shelter beds before any citation could be issued. The Supreme Court reversed that prior holding in the Martin v. Boise case that the Ninth Circuit had affirmed in the Grants Pass versus Jackson matter. It's a fairly significant development for our police and enforcement efforts, because what the court observed is it's very difficult for police officers to ascertain whether a person is in fact involuntarily homeless. It's very difficult to ascertain whether there are available shelter beds, and their information that they reviewed demonstrated that statistically homelessness issues actually worsened after the prior decision of Martin v. Boise. Some of the important things I wanted to highlight was that the court reviewed extensive statistical and factual information in various amicus briefs, so what is considered like a friend of the court, parties not interested parties that are not parties to the case submit information. And I would like to say that our law firm, on behalf of several cities, including the city of Chino, submitted an amicus brief that highlighted information and challenges police departments face in complying with Martin v. Boise. And what the court noted is that, as I mentioned, the Martin case statistically, based on all of these amicus briefs, showed that homeless crisis actually worsened, and they gave several examples, one of which I thought was interesting. The city of Chico, not Chino, Chico, California, thought it was complying with Martin v. Boise when it constructed outdoor shelter facilities at its municipal airport to accommodate its homeless population. That shelter included protective fencing, large water totes, hand washing stations, portable toilets, and large canopy for shade. Nevertheless, the court enjoined the city from enforcing its anti-camping laws, even though this shelter that they created was available, because in the court's view, an appropriate shelter requires indoor, not outdoor space, even though those facilities were made available. As I mentioned, Chino did submit information. I want to thank your Lieutenant Justin Tomachik and Chief Menson and your city manager for providing that assistance. And impressively, the Supreme Court actually cited the names of the cities that participated. So the city of Chino is in footnote number 3 of the Supreme Court decision, and commending those cities for providing that factual information. So hopefully that will aid your law enforcement in addressing some of these issues. It's not to say that they need to now be aggressive, but it just gives them more opportunities and tools without having a lot of hurdles before they can address homeless issues. And obviously some cities where they have significant encampments now have an additional tool.
So in everyday language, Fred, for the public, what did this decision do?
It basically allows a city to enforce rules that prohibit sleeping on public property and camping on public property. Before that, there were a lot of obstacles that cities had to go through before they could enforce those rules, and they were nearly impossible, as I'm sure your law enforcement could attest to. So hopefully that's...
So in those, we're fortunate that we don't suffer this, but in those communities now where people literally cannot even walk down the sidewalk because of encampments, it's going to give the police powers to those communities to move those people so that people can safely walk on their own sidewalks
That's exactly right.
and use their parks without having people camping there.
That's right.
Great. Okay, thank you. Anything else?
That's all I have.
Okay, Chief Menson.
Well, let me just add to what Frank was saying. Obviously, homelessness is not a crime. It is not something that we are going to arrest our way out of. However, we've been very successful here in Chino with our 4-person quality of life team that also partners up with DBH and our homeless outreach coordinator. We've been very successful at, but we see our homeless population every year based on our point in time count continues to increase. It was in the 20s last year, and this year is at 43. So it was up 57%. However, we do have the second lowest in that point in time count in the entire county. So what we're doing is working. What this Supreme Court decision, it'll give these officers just another tool to leverage in working with these homeless people to get them help and get them off the street. And so that's why it's a benefit. We are not looking again to go out and arrest our way and arrest homeless people to arrest our out of that problem. So we're looking forward to that. We're working with our legal team to revise our municipal code to comply with the Supreme Court decision. And then just on to the 4th of July. So when you were hired at the Chino Police Department, you were given an advisal to not make plans on the 4th of July for the next 35 years. So it is a mandatory deployment day for our officers and our team. So we have 75 officers and professional staff working during just the deployment of 4th of July, which starts at 6 o'clock and goes on past midnight. That's aside from the normal patrol resources working throughout the day to make sure that people come and they have a safe and happy 4th of July. We have had working operations leading up to the 4th of July of going out and with extra officers doing fireworks enforcement. We actually have an operation going on this evening that's utilizing our drone program, where our drones are going to be up in the air and they're going to be directing officers into where the illegal fireworks are being set off. So Mayor Pro Tem, I will direct them over to your neighborhood this evening, and let's hopefully either if they're watching the council meeting tonight, then they will not be lighting them off, but I doubt they are. So hopefully we can catch them. So we'll see how they go.
There'll be no shortage of opportunity.
I'm sure there won't. So that wraps up. Other than Councilman Burton, so Councilman Flores has actually played quite a bit of softball on the police department softball team, and he's made the cut. We got a good team. I don't make the cut. He makes the cut and he plays. He's pretty good. So that challenge, I think he would be up for it. I'm just saying. So.
Well, Chief, when I was his age, I made the cut on our softball team.
The team's better now.
I'm sure it is much, much better now. But I did make the cut when I was his age and a police officer. I don't know why you couldn't do it, Chief.
Working on my practice. I'll leave it there, Mayor. That's all I have, unless you have any questions.
It's interesting, all the challenges bouncing around, isn't it?
It is. It's.
All right.
Thank you,
Kevin. Thank you very much. Now, we have a new item that's going to be on our agenda every month now, and that is director's reports. So do we have any directors with us this evening that would like to update us on any current information? No?
Yeah, Ben.
Yes, we do. Public Works. Put Ben up here.
Good evening, Mayor, members of council. I want to do a quick update on Ramona Avenue.
Okay.
So our geotech firm did do coring samples out on Ramona Avenue. We went with them last Friday, had a Teams meeting. They did inform us it's going to take 3 to 4 weeks to come up with a report to give us a solution of how we want to repair the center median. In the meantime, we decided to direct our contractor to hire a company called Cibolo. They use ground penetrating radar to x-ray the whole street. So our objective is to get the number 2 lanes open, 1 lane in each direction, 1 lane north, 1 lane south, for residents to actually have traffic through there while we're waiting on the report. Our contractor was advised today to go ahead and use C-Below, and they should be out early next week. So they do a report, they mark on the ground right away, so hopefully we don't see any anomalies. The ground penetrating radar, what it does is they'll x-ray the ground, they'll see any anomalies in the shifting of the soils beneath the asphalt. So we're hoping there's no anomalies in the outside lanes, and we'll be able to start repair of the intersection where the damage was. We want to make sure to get that x-ray. We want safety as a concern. We want nobody on there if there is any voids.
Right.
I think that's about it for Ramona Avenue. Any questions?
Thank you, Ben. Any questions? Thank you very much for the update. Chief Williams, fire update.
Mayor, Council, and Mayor Pro Tem. I just really want to talk about the 4th of July. I know I mentioned it at the last council meeting, but the reality is it's getting hotter. The forecast is for the heat to continue to pick up, especially through the weekend. We're not expecting any winds, which is good, but I just want to reiterate to those folks that are out there even deciding to use the safe and sane, keep one thing in mind, even when you hand a sparkler or some kind of a firecracker, not a firecracker, but any kind of the safe and sane to a kid, it's still an open flame, it's fire, and it can cause problems. So please, please, please be mindful, be safe. The other thing is over this last weekend, we did have a drowning in the city of Chino Hills, very significant drowning over at the high school. I can't talk about the details of it for HIPAA reasons and for other purposes. The reason I primarily bring it up is it is heating up, and people are going to be using their pools and being in those kinds of environments. And these things happen very, very quickly. As a father, I can tell you I ended up in a pool with all my clothes on at a family gathering to grab one of my kids. It happens before you know it. So I would say be very, very diligent when you're participating in events around waterways. And if there's somebody in the pool and it seems like they're playing or being in one position for too long, don't think they're playing. You might want to investigate that much sooner. So that's all I have. We will have a robust staffing for the 4th of July. I've worked at several other agencies, and I want to give credit to the Chino Police Department. They do a very, very progressive and job when it comes to the 4th of July, especially in comparison to other places that I've been employed. And so I want to thank Chief Menson and his staff for the work that they do on that particular day. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you very much. And then I'd like to mention a couple of things before we close, and that is also with fireworks. I've noticed an awful lot of posts now on the neighborhood app on lost dogs. So there's many, many, many people's pets that are just terrified of fireworks. Be sure you have some kind of ID on your pet. Keep them in the house if you can, but have a collar, have them chipped, have an ID, have their name tag with your phone number, have something, because these poor animals are out there. People go out of their way to try to rescue them so they don't get hit, and there's no way to find the owners. Also, it was already mentioned of Andy B. Allen's Walk of Honor tomorrow morning. It starts at 7:30 right at the PD. If you've never attended one, I really encourage you to go. It's very, very impressive. 8? I thought it was 7:30. Is it 8 o'clock? Okay, 8 o'clock. It's very, very impressive. If you get an opportunity, come and be there for him. And then also, a week from this Friday, July 12th, is the 4-H FFA auction at the Chino Junior Fair. Now, you can go, the kids really need support. There's a beautiful barbecue dinner that starts at 6 o'clock. I think it's $15 or something, but the auction starts at 7. In the old days, you used to have to buy a whole animal. Now you can do what they call an add-on. So you can add $10 to one of the kids, or $15, whatever you want. You can do as many as you want, or as few. But these kids work really hard with these animals, and the money that they earn, some of them who are graduating from high school use that to go on to college. Other ones parlay the money into the next animal that they raise, for the next year, their school years. So if you get an opportunity, please come out and support the FFA and 4-H. And again, it's going to be Friday, July 12th. The barbecue starts at 6 and the auction starts at 7. The whole week prior is the judging of the animals, the showing and the judging of the animals and the kids' skills. So if you're not doing anything during the day, drop by the junior fairground and watch the kids show their animals. It's really rewarding. And with that, we will adjourn to our next regular meeting, which will be Tuesday, July 16th, starting at 6 with closed session no earlier than 4 o'clock p.m. if necessary. With that, we are adjourned.